Hi everybody, all my followers, welcome to another video. This video today on a 2007 Nissan Qashqai DCI. I believe this is the 1.5, not really sure. Doesn't really matter for what we're going to be doing here. And the problem with this car is the following. It's gonna turn the ignition on, start the engine. And as you can see, that's my problem. Yet another airbag light on. Now, I know a little bit about this because I had the car here 3 weeks ago, just for a quick scan. I've plugged in the Maxis at the time, and the light was on, just like that, and was reporting an issue with the driver side second stage airbag, if I'm not mistaken, but the fault was not present. I've deleted the fault. The gentleman just went, and then he told me like a week later that the light came back on like that, and obviously now the car came around for me to have a proper look at it. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's gonna plug the Maxis again, and let's see exactly what the ECU is telling us. And let's gonna see what we have there. Okay, so driver airbag module open, code B1049, and as you can see it says passed, which means if I delete the code now, that will go away. And but obviously I've just done that as I've explained to you, and that comes back again. Wow, it's no live data, I believe. What's that? Yeah, so let's see if there's any. Now that just takes us straight to Google. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, as you know, I'm gonna check because it says passed. It's gonna be a tricky one. So we don't have live data, do we? Okay, let me think how we're gonna do this. Okay, so what I've done is I've took that trim from underneath there. I haven't took anything else yet, but then I moved into the airbag. So I removed the airbag, or disconnected, sorry guys, the airbag. Now to remove the airbag, you have one hole on each side of the steering, one here. I'll try to show you that. One here, and you have another one right there. You find a spring inside, or a little plate inside, and you push it, and basically what you're gonna need to push is this little thing here. So you push it that way, so when it's in there you push it that way, and that just unclips from these two hooks. So when that little plate, that little hook is going to be underneath here, so you push it to release this side, and you do the same on this side, and it will come off. Simple as that. So it is indeed a two-stage airbag, and I don't know yet, but I think the first thing I'm going to try to do is actually replicate the fault. So I'm going to find out which one is stage 2, because here it doesn't really tell me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect one of this and see which fault comes up, and try to figure out which one is stage 2, and then we're going to focus on stage 2. It might be that we have an issue with our clock spring. We didn't go there yet. We did not got there yet. I haven't established yet where the problem is. So, but ideal would be if I could replicate the problem, or at least make that fault to become present. So that would make my life much easier, because trace a fault like this is sometimes can be a nightmare. But yeah, so let's kind of try to figure out which one is which, and we'll go from there. Okay, so I removed the yellow plug, and now I'm gonna turn, if I find the key, I will turn the ignition back on. There it is. Okay, and now we should have a solid light rather than oh, still blinking. That's weird. It should become solid. So let's gonna read the codes again. Oh, and we actually got it right first time. So is the yellow circuit, the yellow plug, so that's the circuit for stage 2. And as you can see now, it became from past to CRNT continuous, I don't know. Oh, current, sorry. Current. From current is there now. So okay, so we're gonna try to trace this. I'm gonna try to figure out what is wrong with this circuit. So we now know that this is the yellow one. So let's gonna try to figure out what's wrong with this. Okay, just a quick thing to highlight something here, just to show you. Can you see these two marks here? I've just removed the nut and you can see they are now aligned, which means two things: or someone has been trying to fix this problem already, or something has been done on the car already, or, well, this steering wheel has been off the car already. So in order to keep the steering wheel straight afterwards, obviously I can't put the marks aligned afterwards, so we're gonna do new marks so I know where to put the steering wheel next when I put it back, because this steering wheel doesn't have that flat spot, so it goes on any position. So that's what we're gonna do. Just a quick tip basically, so you remember this. Okay, so how I'm gonna try to replicate the problem, the way I'm gonna do it is the following. So we're gonna use, ta-da, my recently made tool, which hopefully by this time you have seen a video about it. And what I've done is I've connected the probes in there. Obviously we're gonna have a fault for circuit number 1, but we don't care about number 1, only number 2. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to simulate the airbag using this, and then obviously, well, we'll see if I can then, I don't know, touch the cables, turning the steering wheel with the fault cleared, and then just turning the steering wheel side to side. I've tried that when the car has been here first time. It didn't trigger the fault. The owner actually works with me at my place, so he's a colleague of mine, and he actually said that the light only came on a few days later. So it was a little bit, I don't know, it might be that the fault still being here, but so what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to simulate the airbag. I don't know the resistance of this airbag, so we're gonna have to kind of play a little bit with it and try to figure it out. And this will be actually a good time for you guys to see the tool in action again. So we're gonna turn ignition on, and obviously if I go there now, we're gonna have two faults. So we have circuit 1 and circuit 2. Actually, it doesn't tell me circuit 2. Why I was saying circuit 2 earlier? I don't even know if that's 1 or 2. Anyway, so we have this one now here as well. We don't care about that one. This is the other circuit, the orange plug. But we're gonna try to make that one to become past. At the moment it says current. So I don't know, I'm gonna try to set this, let's say to, let's say to 3 ohms maybe. Okay, so let's say 3 ohms. It's gonna go back, erase these codes. Okay, read. There we go. 49 is passed. So 3 ohms, as you can see, is roughly what this ECU needs to see for this airbag circuit. So all I need to do now is, well, ideally I would have to close this one as well. I think I should make another tool of this, or hold one second, and look at that. So what I've done, I've just put another set of leads, and we did down both. So if I delete, so we still have the light blinking, but if I now go back and I erase my codes, I'm gonna come out of the ECU. Ta-da! No light. Bye bye. Light. That's it. So we have no airbag lights anymore, which means we can now start to try to figure out where our problem is. And what I'm gonna do, as you can imagine, is just bending wires, turn the clock spring, try to see what check plugs, all that stuff. So I'm gonna start to mess about with everything underneath and try to see if I can figure out where the problem is. It could well be a poor connection here, and by tightening up a little bit would fix the issue, but we don't know yet. I'm just gonna try to establish exactly where the problem is, but yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. And if I find anything, I will let you know. Come on. Nope. I don't think it's the clock spring. I think it would come on by now if it was the clock spring. No, guys, it's not gonna be the clock spring. It's not gonna be the clock spring. Nah, I have my doubts. At least this test shows the clock spring should be fine. Let's gonna look at this plug for the clock spring. Just right here at the back. Okay. Nope. Still no issues. Nope. Nope, still nothing. And from here, where is this going? Okay. That gets into the loom. Will this have any more plugs on this way? I probably say no, because it gets into the loom, which goes that way, and the module should be somewhere here. Where's the module? Oh, it's right there. I don't know what it is. Ouch! Ow, that hurt. Okay, so he's not here. Ow, that hurt. Okay, so let's go and dig a little bit more and try to figure it out. But definitely it doesn't look like this or that. So let's gonna try to dig a little bit more, see what we can come up with. Okay, so I doubt this loom, once it comes out from here, it goes into the main loom in there. I doubt there's any plugs at the back. It usually is a straight connection into the airbag module, which is right underneath there, if you can see. Right there, that orange with the yellow plugs. That's our airbag module. I've been touching these plugs and wiggling them and then try to pull them out and stuff, and nothing makes that light to come back on. So I think I'm going to rip this module out if I carry on. So I don't think it's a connection issue down there as well. So yeah, I can only think, guys, that this would be a poor connection at the airbag itself. I got interrupted, sorry about that. No faults detected. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. It might be that our problem was actually the connection here, right on these two pins here. So let's gonna inspect this and have a look. So just a quick inspection. We took this lid cover off just to check these soldering points here and here, but everything looks absolutely spot on, so not an issue there either. Okay guys, and just to show you that we are doing this the correct way, I'm ready to unplug this, and you're gonna see that the light will come back on straight away. So let's gonna pull this out. Come on. And there is. So basically, if we would have interrupted the circuit at any point while doing this, obviously the light should then come on, and obviously we should have this fault. So yeah, I think I'm gonna just tight these connections here, and hope for the best, really. Because I can't see nothing else wrong. Okay, one thing I'm gonna have to mention, guys, I was not to mention it, but I thought, you know, maybe if someone actually is gonna follow this, then it's gonna cause some confusion. So because we have the probes connected in there, when I connect them here, I need to make sure I connect these two pins into the right probe. Because if not, what we're going to do is we're going to be actually shorting the system and cause issues for shorts. I do believe these airbags, from the looks of it, they actually share one of the signals. So I believe this is going to be it's going to be ground and 12 volts that ignites the airbag. And I believe probably either the 12 volts or the ground, they're going to be common to both stages, and the reason behind it is because if I connect only one probe, which I'm going to show you, I'm going to try to do it on camera. If I connect only this probe here, and I leave the other one just like that, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scan the car again. Let's see if I can do this. I'm not going to be able to. Hang on, let me see if the probe stays in there. Yes, it does stays. So if I now scan the car, you're going to see that there is no faults. Okay, and I have only one probe connected. I've just touched it and the airbag light came on. But yeah, but you got the picture, yeah? So if I do... okay, so it's a little bit tricky what I'm doing here. But let me try to delete these codes again. So there's only one probe connected, as you can see. Let me try to read these codes. And my codes tells me, yeah, there is, all the codes are passed. There is only one probe connected. My airbag light is flashing because obviously I'm logged into the ECU. If I log out from the ECU, oh no, sorry, I need to delete the codes, otherwise the light will not come back on. But anyway, but you see there is no codes. If I swap this over, I'm gonna have a fault for open circuit. Actually, let me put it like that. We're gonna have a fault for open circuit. Let me show you. So there he is at the top, open. Now, if I put this probe on the other wire, you're gonna see that my fault is gonna change. Let me read the codes again. It's gonna change to short. So look, the bottom one, the second one. So obviously it's open because the other wire, the other circuit's still open. But he also reports when for short, because I'm shorting now the wires the opposite way because of the way they are connected in the tool. Okay? Which means I believe they share one of the things, the positive or the ground. I believe it's the positive, and the ground is the signal to deploy the airbag. So yeah, if you do this, just bear that in mind. But yeah, so as I said, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to tighten this. I've said this many times already. I'm going to tighten these connections, put everything back on, and see what happens. Okay, so the steering wheel and airbag are all back in place. All I have to do now is put that lead cover and put some screws, but the essential is done. And so what a tight connection was, I could feel the pressure on the pins when I pushed them into the airbag. So hopefully connection issues in there we wouldn't have. So we're gonna delete the codes now, just to get rid of the faults, obviously. So we're gonna just confirm that everything is passed, and now we're gonna erase these codes. Okay, log out, and airbag light is gone. Gonna start the engine. And there we go. Now I just don't know, guys. I mean, obviously we turned that clock spring, we used it and abused it, and the light never came back on, or never came on. So there is another thing that can be, or there is another two things. We haven't measured the wires up to there, but come on, I mean, it's a quite new car. I can't see nothing wrong with, I mean, inside the car the wires look fine. I would go for the connections first. We can still have an issue with the airbag itself, or we can still have an issue with the module. I'm quite convinced that was just a poor connection in there. And yes, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the car. I'm going to let the car go. If nothing comes back, obviously, as you know, there's a little bit of delay between, I mean, you guys on Patreon will see this video quite quick, but I think I said this already. You guys on YouTube will watch this video in a couple of months, so by that time I will know if this has fixed the problem or not. So if it didn't fix the problem, obviously you won't be hearing me saying this at this point. We'll just be carry on digging the problem. I'll get the car back and I'll carry on recording. If this is the end of the video, that means that fixed the problem. And I think this is also a good lesson. Sometimes it's not complicated to repair these things. It's just poor connections. These airbag systems, some of them they are quite sensitive, some others not so much. And yeah, that's it. Another time that we have used my little tool. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it, and that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope there's some info here that you can take further, that you can use for whatever you want to do on your car. If you have any questions, any comments, put them below. And like always, thank you so much for watching.